Mungu kweli katuma, kwa sababu nzuri kumjua, kumpenda na kumtumikia. Bwana Mungu kweli katuma, kwa sababu nzuri kumjua, kumpenda na kumtumikia. Kumjua, kumpenda na kumtumikia. Kwa mema yote uliyonitendea.
Now I begin right from where Father has left, and I like to congratulate those gentlemen who have asked those questions about love and relationships, and that is where I'm going to begin. I was very keen, seated at the back, when Father asked how many are in relationships, and I saw a couple of people raising up hands. But I'll not ask the same question. I'll ask it differently. Why are you in a relationship? Somebody? Those who are in a relationship. Why are you in a relationship? For those who are in relationships, and if your boyfriend or girlfriend is here, pay attention. Why are you in a relationship? Yes.
Thank God you asked that question, because I also have to ask the same question. What type of relationship are you talking about?
I am talking about boy-girl relationship. That is number one. Right? The opposite sex. Let me leave it at that. Your answer will now dictate to what I want to tell you.
Okay, as I was saying, that the boy-girl relationship is for not necessarily companionship with the Bible, but just a perspective.
Did you hear? What did he say? Passing my time. He's saying, I am in a relationship to pass my time. Please get that and hold on to it. The other person, why are you in a relationship?
Because I want to grow with that person and to prepare me for marriage, not just as a day.
Right. To pass time, to grow. But she has added something for marriage. Right? Good. Someone else? Why are you in a relationship? You are in a relationship to become a successful man. Right? Somebody else? I mean, there wasn't you because I can't be a priest, so I want to be a father in the outside world. Right? He says he is in a relationship because he has realized that he can't be a priest, so he wants to be a father in the outside world. Right? Now, listening to all those answers, and I believe there are so many answers here. People have different reasons as to why they're in relationships. Remember, Father talked about self-awareness. Now, let me take you back for those who are not in a relationship. Single, for that matter. We are in a society where if you tell somebody that you are single, they look at you as if you have leprosy. What a stupid. Yes. And that is why in relationships for convenience. Unaogopa kutatengwa. So for you to feel accommodated, you rather be with someone. Wrong way of being in a relationship. And if you are here, you are single. May I give you some good news? Just get this. If you have to forget all that we've learned here today, understand that that is the highest form of relationship before God. Single. Just understand that. By understanding that, you are not going to bow to pressure from your friends. Okay? Yes, the highest form of relationship before God is singlehood. Alright? Singlehood means you are alone and not lonely. Alright? Singlehood means you are alone and not lonely. So don't be afraid or don't be shy to introduce yourself and say, I am so and so and I'm single. Be proud of it. It means that you are alone. That is one thing I want to make very, very clear, because this is the trend I see. And by virtue of my job, I get in contact with people like you. And they bring me some funny stories of how they found themselves in relationships. Now that you are alone, the other thing I was telling you to be proud is there are so many advantages for singlehood. Number one, dear lady, dear gentleman, understand that singlehood is the only season that you will learn to establish a firm foundation for your love, for your life, for your journey, for the opportunities ahead. Understand that. Don't be shy of being single. Now is the time for you to lay a firm foundation. This church is what it is because of a firm foundation. Understand that. Your houses at home, as strong as they may look, because they have been established on a firm foundation. What am I saying? In simple terms, I'm saying, you cannot be a good husband if you messed your singlehood. For you who said that you want to be a successful husband, for you who said that you noticed that you cannot be a priest, so you want to be a successful father, for you who said that your relationship is aimed at getting married, understand one thing. That you are not going to be successfully married if you are not successfully single. Now is the time for you to establish a firm foundation, not just for the married life, but for your career. That is number one. So instead of doing what other people are doing, as a young person, maintain the focus. I call it the focus factor. Now is the time. You are in college. You are in the university. Now is the time for you to maintain the focus. You are in the foundational stage. And you know what? You cannot afford to mess with your foundation. Mess with the foundation, the whole building will collapse. Now you know why most marriages are collapsing. Why? Because they had a poor foundation. Most marriages today are collapsing. People are divorcing day in, day out. Why? Because of poor foundation.
So as a single person, understand that this is your foundational season. And you cannot afford to mess with your foundational season. Are we together? Remember, God created Adam alone. Adam was alone. And Adam being alone, God blessed him in the Garden of Eden. And he gave him an assignment. What most of us confuse as purpose. Adam was in the Garden of Eden, and the assignment was to name everything, to cultivate the garden. That was Adam's assignment, but it wasn't his purpose. Adam's purpose was to procreate. And for the procreation to occur, he couldn't have done that with an elephant. He couldn't have done that with a lion. God saw a need. And he brought Eve. And Father has said here, Adam was wowed when he saw Eve. Adam confirmed Eve to be a bone, flesh of his flesh, and blood of his blood. Purpose: to bring God's existence to the rest of the world through procreation. What am I saying? Ladies and gentlemen, understand that you have a purpose. Your purpose is your higher calling. Understand that. And I was happy when Father asked a lady somewhere here, she answered that I want to be a successful businesswoman. Right? That is a craving inside her. Your purpose is your higher calling. In other words, you as an individual are the answer to the existing question. You are the answer to the existing question in your generation. And that is why you are unique. You are unique because you are the answer to the existing question. The reason as to why you cannot conclusively say, this is what I want, is because it is unique. So don't be annoyed with yourself. Don't be angered with yourself that up to where you've reached, you've not seen where you're headed. Be happy, because you are almost giving birth to something that has never existed before. That is your purpose. Apart from purpose, you have your passions. The passion inside you are those things that you love doing. Those things that you love doing. We have people who love swimming, we have people who love reading, we have people who like biking, all those things. The things that you love doing, positive things, your passions. And then we have the gifts. Gifts, those things you can do without thinking, without struggling. And then we have your assignment. Now, your purpose and your gift are pointed towards your assignment. And your assignment will help you achieve your purpose in life. Are we together? Yes. And that is what I've told you, that as a single person, do not be afraid. As a single person, do not be ashamed. As a single person, do not fall into love affairs. I call them affairs because of your friends. No. Now is the time for you to work on your assignment. You are the soul. That is your assignment. God has given us opportunity in school to get the necessary skills that will help you achieve your purpose at the end of the day. If you are working somewhere in an institution, God has blessed you there to get the enemy is purpose. Any job that you do is aimed at helping you achieve your purpose. But now the other question is, how are we aborting our purposes as young men and women? Remember, God loves all of us. But how comes some people struggle so much in life than others? You will realize that some of us are helping the devil to destroy our own lives. How are we helping the devil to destroy our own lives? By simply falling into unnecessary relationships. The relationships that are not warranted. Those relationships that are not warranted are destroying our purposes in life. When you start having sexual intercourse now, you may not know the impact until the right time. Right now, you are being carried away by your emotions. By your emotions. You are excited about it. But it is just a matter of time. That is not the sad truth. Right now, you are being lied to. Getting married at this age, 22, 23, 24. You are looking forward to getting married. You are almost committing suicide. Dear, you are almost committing suicide. Dear gentlemen. You are still evolving. Self-awareness is what I talk about. You are still identifying yourself in your purpose. Now, instead of maintaining the focus, you are bringing in your life a man. You are bringing in your life a man at a very sensitive stage. A stage where you are still laying the foundation of your life that will help you detect where you are in life. That is the danger of premature relationships. That is it. So some of us may think that we are aware of what we are doing. The sad reality is going to hit at the right time. You will have wasted your time. You will have wasted your emotions. You will have wasted your energy. You will have wasted your money with the wrong friend. And that is why some people say love is overrated, marriage is overrated. Why? Because of the attachments. Let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, those love affairs are developing certain patterns in your life. Those patterns will inform the choices you make in life. They might be good choices or bad choices. So, I want to take this time to simply take you through. As a single person, how do you lay a firm foundation for your life? Number one is being rooted in God. That is number one. And that is why I have to congratulate you for sparing time to come to this session. If you want to make a firm foundation for your life, number one, be rooted in God. Why? God is your creator. This is the time for you to serve your God. And He says, if you serve me while you're single, while you're young, I'll serve you in your old age. Now is the time. You want God to serve you in your old age? Now is the time. Be rooted. Number two, you want to establish a firm foundation. Number two, understand your uniqueness. to the existing question in your generation. If you understand that, dear lady and gentlemen, 50% of your troubles are solved. You are unique. That's it. But if you fail to understand that, you will always find yourself being carried by a crowd. In the university, we call them comrades. The university, tonight are comrades powers. And you know the funny thing about comradeship is that these people are not friends. They only meet when there is a need. And the need is negative strike. Yes, that's what they call themselves, comrades. So don't think that these people are friends. No. They have only met kuharibu magari za watu, kuchoma buildings na kufanya vitu vibaya. That is it. So stop engaging in what comrades are doing. Alright? Just understand your uniqueness. Understand your unique. This is the time for you to study yourself and ask yourself, why am I here? Why am I taking this course that I'm taking? Stop paying your life out. Alright? Number three, I've given you ways in which are the principles of what I said, get connected to your God. Number two, I said, understand your uniqueness. Number three, maximize your single days. Ladies and gentlemen, ujana ni moshi. You will not remain young forever. That is the such. Maximize your single days. You are a single person today, maximize this time. This is the foundational stage. Make it memorable. Just make it memorable. What kind of stories are you going to be telling your children? When you will be 90, God willing. When you will be 70. Now is the time. Maximize your single years by doing things that are right. The other thing is invest in yourself as a person. You want to lay a firm foundation? Invest in yourself as a person. When I talk about investments, think of spiritual investment. Think of mental investment. Think of the physical investment. They go in tandem, they go hand in hand. If you are supposed to go to in class, ladies and gentlemen, do that. If you're supposed to be playing football or watching something, do that. If you're supposed to be in church as you're doing, do that. Now is the time for you to invest in yourself as a person. Never cheat yourself that you will take that master's degree when you get married. It may be possible, but very difficult. Ask those who are studying when they're married. It is very difficult for them. It's not easy to balance studies and family issues. Now is the time. Don't cheat yourself that you will serve God more after you get married. No. It is going to be tricky. It is going to be very tricky. Now is the time. If you want to lay a firm foundation, invest in yourself. That is it. Let me give you food for thought. What is this one thing that you can do to yourself and live as a legend? What is this one thing that you can do to yourself that will make you live as a legend? Or what is this one thing that you can do to yourself that will make you live a life of misery? Food for thought. Ask yourself. Remember, all of us are at risk. All of us are at risk because the devil is outside there looking for an opportunity. one slight mistake, one good to one, you will find yourself in a ditch. That is it. That is what I'm telling you as a single person. Don't regret. Now is the time. There are so many principles that I can take you through that will help you lay the foundation. But that is it. Let me move to those who are in relationships. You've had the question that I asked. Why are you in a relationship? If you cannot answer that question conclusively and very honest, something is wrong somewhere. If you cannot just sit alone and ask yourself, by the way, why am I in a relationship? Is it because of sex? Is it because of company? Is it because I want to hear somebody tell me that I'm loved? If you cannot be convinced, something is wrong somewhere. Now, before you date, before you start dating, I know somebody never prepared, but that is why I'm here. If you are almost entering a relationship, or if you are already in a relationship, it is never late. Now is the time. How do you ensure that you establish a good, long-lasting relationship that is headed towards marriage, like the lady over there said? If you are dating for fun, sorry, Paul. If you are dating for fun, Paul is up. You are bailing out your life. Now, what are the principles? Before you start dating, you need to understand the principles of dating. What are the principles of dating? Principle number one. Before you start dating, ask yourself, do I really know the benefits and the dangers of dating? Ask yourself one question. Do I really know the benefits and the dangers of dating? You answer yourself that question, you're good to go. If you don't answer that question, something is wrong somewhere. And that is why we have so many ladies who are bitter. We have so many men who are vowed never to get married. Why? They never answered that question. Do I really know the benefits and the dangers? Both. Not just the benefits alone, benefits and dangers. You need to ask yourself that question. You need to answer yourself that question. And if you can't answer that question, please stay alone. Stay alone. Stop chewing or stop biting more than you can chew, lest you risk being a bitter man, lest you risk being a bitter father. And we see these things all over. Right? We see these things all over. So, ladies and gentlemen, there is no risk. We have more than enough divorce cases per day. I hope you don't want to become a culprit of divorce. You don't want to become a culprit of separation. Why? Because it didn't just work. Be intentional. Principle number two. If you want to establish a good, long-lasting relationship, you understand that you are ready to date when you have worked out beforehand what you are looking for in the other person. You are ready to date if you have worked out beforehand what you are looking for in the other person. And that is why the Father asks, question here, what attracted you to the other person? What was the meaning? Beauty. And that is what I cannot ask that question again because you answered. Mutasema nini? Beauty. But let me tell you, by the way, beauty will never hold your marriage. No. No, just understand that. Beauty will never hold your marriage. And by the way, it doesn't matter how beautiful you are. Your beauty might go unnoticed once you say yes I do. And that is why you interact with beautiful women out there to ask them, how often does your husband tell you you're beautiful? Hata wakumbuki. They don't remember. And these are the things I come in contact with every day. Yeah, that is it. Why? Beauty is the only first step to love. It is the initial. It is only by attraction. You get attracted, then you move to the next step. Inaisha. But it requires knowledge to sustain your relationship. Knowledge. So beauty alone, no. So you only determine what you are looking for in the other person. What is it that I want in this lady? What is it that I want in this man? If you can do that, you're good to go. Sit down and determine, tell yourself, what is this that I want? Qualities that you want. Then you go for them. Why do I say this? You realize that some people are in relationships for convenience. They are hoping to get married. They have dated for 9 years. They have dated for 10 years. Then after all those years, mujamata kuacha hapo, in less than 2 months, amepata mwingine na ameoa. Don't you see these things? I'm sure you see these things. Right? Unasikia? We've dated for 9 years. Down to get uppers. Freshers. From day one. Mumemaliza 4th year. Mukaenda ile mkahaso. Mukaachana. Then within 2 months or even 1, mtu amepata na akaoa. I have told you from experience by the way. Those are the cases I'm dealing with. There is a guy who dated for a whopping 8 years. Akaacha msichana, within a month, mpaka wedding ilifanyika. St. Joseph Go ilifanyika huko last year, April, and I was in attendance. Yes, these things happen. These things happen. Ladies, be very cautious. Be very cautious. So, it is very important for you to determine beforehand what it is that you want before jumping into a relationship just because of excitement. Number 3 thing that you need to understand. You are ready to date when you resolve within your spirit that you are not going to compromise. You are not going to compromise your standards, even if it means you are willing to let that guy go. When I talk of lowering your standards, sexual intercourse comes in place. That you are the one of Bramwel, for you to prove that you love me, to learn however. Sexual intercourse isn't just physical. I can give you 100 reasons why you should abstain. But one of them understand that it is not just physical. Some people are single at 40, at 50 because of what they did. Sexual intercourse. has contributed to the delays in them settling down. Covenant, the land covenant, all those covenants, the spiritual level, I don't want to go into that. It is beyond the physical. It is beyond the sweating. It is beyond the heavy breathing. Guys, just understand that. So, you need to have that conviction that yes, I'm entering into it, but I'm not going to lower the standards. That is it. Number 4, you are ready to date when you don't need to date. You are ready to date when you don't need to date. People who understand economics, they will tell you that a need prompts a demand. A need prompts a demand. What do I mean when I say you are ready to date when you don't need to date? I mean that you are not looking for satisfaction elsewhere to fill the void inside you. And that is what I told you, that some people are dating, they just want to feel nice. They want to feel valued. They want to feel that they are beautiful. There is something inside them. There is that gap inside them. So you will only know that you are ready to date if you don't need to date. If there is no demand, in other words, then you should date. That I want to date so that I can be seen by other people as beautiful. That I want to date because I want to fit in. No. The moment you reach a level where you say, okay, I need a companion. I need to settle down. I need an extra brain. I know God has called me in a marital life. You're good. And that is why nowadays people are getting married for the wrong reasons. People are getting married to prove a point. People are getting married because of excitements. People are getting married because of money. You see that? But now remove the money in the equation, what are you left with? Remove the sex in the equation, what are you left with? Those are the things that you need to answer. Those are the things that you need to ask yourself before you start messing around. Okay? Those are the principles that you need to master. Those are the principles you need to understand before you start messing around with your lives. We have had so many cases where men have been killed. We have had so many cases where men have been killed because of this thing called love. And that is why Father has said here, love. When you say love, pain is in the question. Pain is in the question. Are you ready to face the consequences? That is it. Because you cannot tell how gentle the other person is. Some people appear well put together from the outside. But inside them, there is a very deep gap. They are hollow beings. And that is why some of you are dating narcissists. That is why some of you are dating psychopaths. That is why some of you are dating sociopaths. And yet you're not aware. You are with your boyfriend. This fellow doesn't want you to be good with your friends. You are with your boyfriend. Doesn't want you to do anything. Doesn't want you to do anything apart from just spending time with him or her. That is it. So you are lying to yourself that we are the better side, not knowing that he's a narcissist. He's simply waiting for an opportunity to actually inflict pain on you, and he will go away as if nothing happened. That is it. And that is why it is very dangerous for you to start committing a business. know how to hide our weird characters. We know how to hide perfectly well. So I will hide for as long as you are meeting my need. Once I am satisfied, that is when I will unleash true colors. And I will leave you in pain and walk as if nothing happened. And by the way, in any breakup, the people who lose most are ladies. People who lose most are ladies. When it comes to breakup, I use most because it is not 100%. That is it, because you risk. Pregnancies are there. We have young mothers who are bringing up children without the fathers in the picture, which is a very painful experience. That is it. Mwanaume anajiendea as if nothing happened, but as a lady, go pale. So, as young men and women, take this time to work on yourselves. Take this time to establish your firm foundation for the future. Failure to do that, you risk living a life of misery. That is what I wanted to say about relationships. There's so much. Unless someone has a question, there is another pandemic that young men and women are facing. The pandemic of addiction. The pandemic of addiction. Father just talked about it. Most cases that I deal with on a daily basis, by the way, are cases of masturbation. Masturbation. People masturbate. Yes. Men masturbate. Women masturbate out here. Yes. And they are addicted to it. And I'm sure if we are to carry out here an opinion poll, some of us are addicted not only to pornography, not only to masturbation, not only to drugs, but also to unhealthy relationships. We are addicted to it. Either knowingly or unknowingly. How I wish, ladies and gentlemen, you understood what those drugs are doing to your brain. What that alcohol, the alcohol you are consuming, is doing to your system. Addiction is bad, ladies and gentlemen. Remember, I began by saying that you have a higher calling, a purpose. How are you going to accomplish your purpose as an individual? By the way, purpose is individual. It is never group. Purpose is individual. How are you going to accomplish that purpose with alcohol in equation? You are addicted to the bottle. How? How are you going to accomplish that purpose with the sin? How are you going to accomplish that purpose with pornography? Pornography is real, ladies and gentlemen, even amongst the married people. Even amongst the married people. Masturbation is real. Alcoholism is real. Even amongst these well put together people you see outside here. That is it. Remember, whenever you see somebody addicted to something, whenever you see a person addicted to either bottle, addicted to either cigar or any other thing, don't focus on the cigar. Don't focus on the bottle. There is a void inside that person. There is, when I talk of a void, I mean a gap. There is a gap inside that person. Why am I saying a gap? Remember, God created you as a human being. As a human being, God blessed you in a society that has got human beings, where you are going to get cultures, where you are going to be mentored, where you are going to be influenced, where you are going to develop families and friends, where you are going to feel loved in society. Now, some people haven't found the value of family, the value of friendships, the value of sisterhood, the value of brotherhood. They have failed to find that. Now they are running to the bottle to fill that gap. And that is why you go to the pub, you go to the clubs in town here, Amazon, near the road. They are filled with noise. People are screaming, people are yelling, people are high. You ask yourself why? They are satisfying that gap. But unfortunately, that gap can't be satisfied with the bottle. That gap can't be satisfied with the cigarette. That gap can't be satisfied with anything from the external. Unless you go back and ask yourself, what is it that I'm trying to run away from? You will never find a solution. And that is the very reason as to why I know some of my brothers have been taken to rehabs. Some of them came up successfully, some of them didn't. As soon as they are through with the rehabilitation, kesho yake wako rehabs. It happens. Why? It begins with you. So if you are addicted to masturbation and you are here, understand that for as long as your hands are not tired, you will never experience the beauty of family, the beauty of having a wife, the beauty of experiencing what God wanted you to experience while having sexual intercourse with your wife. For as long as you are not tired, you are not going to deal with it. Some of you here are addicted to the bottle, alcohol. And by the way, statistically, the Bible has to take you through, according to NACADA, this is 2020 National Survey on drug use and health. Drug use and health. 85.6% of people aged 18 and above reported that they have taken alcohol at some point in their lifetime. 85.6%. That is according to the country. Young people, alcohol, alcohol. Of these, 64.9% are men. Young men. Wanaume na pombe. And by the way, this was last year. I am told the survey was conducted last month by Kenya Brewers in Nairobi alone. They said that the rate of alcohol consumption among ladies is worrisome. Imepita wanaume. I've not looked at the statistics yet, but that's the information I have from Kenya Brewers. I'm yet to look at the statistics from the Canada, what they're saying about these figures. You see, Nairobi alone, wasichana wanalewa sana. And it is true. It is very true when you see things that are happening outside here. Ladies, not going to take alcohol. I know about it too, but it's okay. It is not okay. It is not okay. That's what I told you that in a pandemic. These are the statistics. 2020 survey by NACADA. The 2021 one is even worse. Why? Because of the COVID-19, bars were closed. People went into what we call panic drinking. And that is why I'm aware, you know some parking lots that were turned into bars. know somebody walikuwa wanashikana wanaenda kukunywa gobro somewhere hapa gobro hapa wapi, it was turned into a bar, panic drinking. And by the way, let me show you, as far as I'm talking about addiction, 80% of the addicts we have never began taking alcohol as addicts. How was it? Walianza tu kama wewe. Those who are calling addicts, by the way, walianza kama wewe. Taught. Unaita taught. Hiyo taught. Taught. Acha tu ni taught. They began like that, by the way. Those addicts are talking about the 86 here that I'm talking about. They just began with one half alone. One hivi. Na wakajiendea. They realized, hey, this thing is making me feel nice. They came back. Kesho taught ikagraduate kwa tabula. Unaita tabula? Yes. Unaita tabula? Yes. Taught ikasoma kwa tabula. Moja tu. Sema acha nikunge kwa tabula. The following day, tabula graduated to 2 tabulas. Hivyo tu. 2 tabulas for what? Muzinga. Yes. It graduated to Muzinga. Muzinga ikakuwa mizinga. That is how to began by faith. That is it. You see? That is how addiction begins. Na hiyo mizinga, it is a point whereby you cannot do without. For you to go to work, lazima utoe dog. For you to concentrate, lazima mpaka told, korone maribia watu. There are pubs in Nairobi where people leave at work on Friday 4. Watatoka kwa pub Sunday 9 p.m. or even 12 or even 4 a.m. Waenda kwa nyumba kuoga, they go back to work. That is how people are living in Nairobi, unfortunately. And mark you, these are the kind of people young ladies are going to bump into outside here and you get married to. Unfortunately, that is what's happening. Men, you're not spared either. I've just told you here statistics from Kenyan Glories indicate that ladies are consuming alcohol more than men in Nairobi. A tragedy. And these are the kind of women we are going to get married to. So what kind of generation are we bringing up? Ask yourself. In fact, he said, ladies are drinking like our fathers, and they are forgotten to cook like our mothers. Yes. They are drinking like our fathers, they are forgotten to cook like our mothers. And it is true. It happens. Right? So, if you are here and you are in that category, remember, Bramwel, I'm not an addict yet. 80% of the adults never began as addicts. Wanaanza tu kama wewe, kama wewe. Always write it on your palm. So wakati unachukua hiyo tabula, sema they never began as an addict. Jikumbushe hiyo. Remind yourself. Ukichukua hiyo tabula, unataka kugonga mbili, utoe dogo, jikumbushe they never began as an addict. All the time. Because you risk traveling around that road. Drugs and substance abuse is what is in our society today. Look at what's happening in high schools. Watch and see them universities because that is pathetic. University pathetic. I always tell parents who brag that their children qualify to go to the university. I always tell them, instead of bragging, you need to go down to your knees and pray for the sons and daughters. Pray for 90% of the time, you people are highway. Why? Uko na lesson moja 8. Ingine itakuwa Monday. Ingine itakuwa Wednesday. Wednesday ni meeting. And you have struggled to squeeze all your lessons. Zikuwe zinaisha either Wednesday or Thursday. Then Friday, Saturday, Sunday, you're free. See, it happens. Yeah. So all your time, you are utilizing where? Alcohol. And by the way, as far as I'm talking about alcohol, some of you who take alcohol never began taking alcohol willingly. You are induced. You are introduced to them. Kama ni bangi, ulikulia kwa biscuit ama kwa cake. Then you felt so nice. Ukauliza ajibu ulitoa wapi, twende pale. Hivyo tu, ni nzuri. Give me the real thing. That is how you start smoking, by the way. Same to alcohol. Walikuchanganyisha na Fanta ama Coca-Cola. Just like that. In those things you call birthday parties. Those things you call birthday parties. That is where most girls and boys get introduced to some of these things. The freshers' night. These are the things that happen. I know these things, my friend. I've been there. I see these things on a daily basis. I interact with the university students by the virtue of my work every day, 5 days a week. So I know what's happening. Right? So, utaanza hivyo pole pole. Little do you know, or do you know, that you are conditioning your mind. Those substances you are taking, you are conditioning your mind. Your brain cells, zitafika mahali, they will start demanding for what you have been giving it as a reward. Then itafika mahali, you want to do without it. That is where the danger is. So the earlier you stop smoking, the better. The earlier you stop drinking, the better. Don't cheat yourself that utaacha after you graduate, utaacha after you pata pesa. Right now you are taking alcohol and you don't have money. What will happen when you get money? Utanunua baa. Utanunua baa mzima. That is happening. Sometimes I look at young people, they know that I wonder. Right now you can afford to drink away your parents' money. What will happen when you get your own money? What will happen? And it is very dangerous, by the way. I have a case I'm dealing with of a young girl. This is not a young girl, because she's 29. She's already working. She told me that she's finding it very difficult to forgive the father. Why? While she was young, the father ran away for a whole year. Aliwatoroka for a whole year. Of course, the problem was with money, because the father is an architect, a serious architect here in Nairobi. He owns a lot of property in Nairobi. So because of alcohol, he ran away for a whole year. Now, right now, they are struggling to connect. That is how severe it can be. Right now, you might laugh, but that is how severe it can be. Akupi here kwa sababu ya chupa na kaenda. So msichana, we can't talk, and I feel her because these things happen, right? So in as far as you are entertaining your body, in as far as you are entertaining your feelings, in as far as you are feeling good, remember the feel good emotions. Those feel good emotions are carrying you away. A time shall come where those substances will go beyond control. That is not the danger. Through the drugs, let me talk about those unhealthy relationships. You can also be hooked or addicted to unhealthy relationships. I'm sure your friends have told you, my boyfriend wanted to pick a kid, nampenda. These things are there. You are addicted to unhealthy relationships. Right? That is it. And yet you are not aware. Some of you are jumping from one bad relationship to another bad relationship. You look at your current boyfriend and your ex, same old something. Your current girlfriend and your ex, same old something. Same character, the way you are treated, the same. We don't know what to do, the same. Do you ever pause and ask yourself, why am I attracting these bad people? Ask yourself that question, by the way. It is not normal. It is not normal. There is something missing somewhere. You have developed a certain pattern in your system that is informing the choice of your boyfriends and girlfriends. That is it. So right now, dear ladies and gentlemen, take charge of your life. How can you overcome such kind of addictions? It is not going to be easy. Because it is going to be a battle. Remember, I've told you, you have preconditioned your mind. So number one, you have to ask yourself, why are you quitting? If it is that unhealthy relationship, if it is masturbation, if it is drugs, ask yourself, why am I quitting? If you don't ask yourself that question, you will not have energy to fight them. You will not have the efforts that is needed to fight them. And that is why watu watapelekwa rehab, warudi, kesho yake warudi wapi? Wapombe. Kwa sababu gani? Walilazimishwa. So if you are here, and by the way, all of us here have something that they are struggling with, just that we cannot say. That is a fact. So that very thing that you are struggling with, you want to quit, ask yourself, why am I quitting? Are you quitting because you want to live a normal life? Are you quitting because you're tired? Why are you quitting? Answer that question, because it is going to give you the energy that is needed to fight through. Number two, after you've answered that question, create a substitute. If you have been drinking because 90% of the time is when you are idle, substitute your time. Come up with a sheet on how you utilize your time. That is it. If you don't, you will relapse. You will go back to the very thing that you've been fighting. And it is going to be worse than it was before. Ni kama mtu mwenye kwenda gym. For one reason or another, unaacha kwenda gym, unarudi kula chips. You become clumsy than you were before. That is how addictions work. So ask yourself, why am I quitting? And number two, create a substitute. Remember, human beings, our systems do not condone voids, the gaps. If you don't substitute the very thing you're fighting with something good, you will go back to what you were before. Addictions are never fought by running away. Create a substitute. Create a substitute. Number three, create a healthy community. When I talk about healthy community, healthy friendships, people who are thinking like you. People who will not take you out to the bar. People who will not remind you of your ex. People who will not remind you of the Caesar. People who are like-minded thinkers like you. You fail to do that, the very void will come running at you. And it will catch up with you. And it will be worse than you were before. That is it. We have celebrities who are struggling with addictions. Wengine hata mnawachangia pesa, mkawajengea majumba, mkawalipia sijui, kulewa. You know, these things are all like you see it. fiction, by the way. And it will sound as a story until it hits. Just the same way I tell people that unfaithfulness will sound as a mere story until it knocks at your door. That is how you know how painful it can get. That is how you can know how unpleasant it is. Unfaithfulness. Same to all these things that we are doing. But at the end of the day, there is a thing like this. You need to understand that you have a purpose. Let your purpose inform the choices that you make at the end of the day. Remember, choices have consequences. Choices have, and you never run away from the consequences. So now is the time for you to take charge, to be in charge of your life, to follow the principles that are needed for you to establish the relationships and healthy relationships. For that matter, don't just date somebody. Don't just drink. Because by doing so, you will be aborting your purpose in life. And if you want to know who you're going to choose for marriage, look at how you are choosing your friends. That's how I tell you this, amen. You want me to tell you how you're going to choose your partner? Look at how you're choosing your friends. Just look around. If they are drunkards, you know you're right. You know you're right, by the way. So it is as serious as that. Let us not take these things for granted because they will count. Some of our parents are struggling because of this. They have no one to teach them. Lucky are you. Today you are here being trained on how to develop healthy relationships. Are you together? I wish you